Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Lots to get to today. Sean Callahan next segment, the mailbag, and more. Sip, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. One of the first things I wondered today is, are you going to stay in the 60s on Song of the Day? Don't tell me.
Do you want me to tell you
Don't
the answer on that at all or not?
I want to.
What's your guess? Yes or no?
My guess is no. I'd be interested if you did.
We'll see. We will see what happens there with the Song of the Day here at 6:45.
All right, we got to get our other pilot in here.
Bill
Come
Busch.
on, Bill. Come on, Bill.
Is the headset not working
Come
properly?
on, Bill.
That headset's hit or miss, as we all know.
Coach, what did you do when a player walked in late for a meeting?
That's that. I was here. I was on time. Plenty early.
You weren't, but what if he wasn't sitting up with his notebook ready to go?
Yeah, it'd be ugly.
Did it get ugly?
No, it didn't.
Did it get ugly?
No throwing of hands. Sip, anything for idle chit chat for you at off the bat?
Oh, I had that another Bill can relate to this probably better than you or Josh. Well, we should include Josh in when we say good morning. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh.
I had that thing at Planet Fitness where I was on a stair climber and I was pretending like I was Roberto Duran training for a welterweight title match. And, I cranked it up to 9, I was at 9 or 10, which you guys probably scoff at. But for me at age 57, not bad. I was going pretty hard, wiping my brow and, pretending I was getting ready for a fight. And then, there's a probably late teens female next to me talking on her phone and just ripping at 15 with no problem, hardly even breathing. And you just realize, God,
you're 57 years old.
It's just over, Bill. Can't do it anymore. I was trying.
I like the effort.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you really like the effort? Am I just aged out?
That young person is they're more fit than you. It's fine. You're 57. They're 15. It's the way it's supposed to be.
She was probably 18 or 19.
18 or 19.
Pink hoodie.
Understood.
Pink hoodie, talking to her boyfriend on her phone.
Fitness is a lot easier when you're younger, as we all know. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's hard.
You're getting a good sweat session in. You're fine. Yeah. Everything's fine.
I can't get it to 15. I can't go.
You don't need to. Don't hurt yourself. Don't push yourself and hurt yourself. We don't want that.
Yeah. So I don't. And there's a lot. We have a lot to talk about today.
We do.
Because there was recruiting stuff yesterday.
There's big news. Yeah, there was some good news and some bad news in recruiting for Nebraska football.
Good way to put it.
Anything for you, Bill, and idle chit chat?
I've got nothing.
Come on, Bill.
I don't have nothing.
What about the lights? I was down on your side of town yesterday, and I was amazed by how beautiful the lights were.
Just random lights, or like the
Christmas lights?
Oh, I thought maybe it was like the street lights, or I didn't know if it was better.
We have street lights on the north.
You guys don't have street lights?
We do have.
They turn on and off.
We don't have. I don't think we don't quite have the displays on Christmas lights that you guys do on the south side.
You guys, I'm not on the south side. I'm on the east side. Completely
four
east
sides
side.
of town. Sip.
Yeah, I'm not on the south side. I'm on the east.
Are you
side
on the east or south?
East.
Southeast.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I would be considered. I'd probably be considered still southeast by a little bit, but yes, it'd be definitely be east.
Yeah, I was sort of. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Taking the lights.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm glad that you were able to do that. They're not all up yet. The people are still putting lights up right now. I haven't put our outside lights up yet. That's
are you going to do it, or is Elizabeth?
That's today's plan. Today's plan is to put up the lights.
And you're doing it.
At some point tonight, we will put the lights up together.
Together.
It's a task.
Okay.
Yeah. It won't take that long, but it's a task. So
what else? What else you got? What is your idle chit chat?
Idle chit chat. Yesterday we have a new deep freeze coming in.
Oh God!
And that's good. It takes up a lot of room in your garage, and so I pretty much had to reconfigure the garage last evening. It took like an hour to move everything around to fit that thing in because the old deep freeze is going out.
Where's it going?
We're selling it, but we have a bunch of meat coming in from my mother-in-law, basically.
Nice.
So a lot of meat that we're getting in there, and then they had to rearrange the garage last night. So you don't realize how dirty your garage is late November.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty disgusting in there.
Well, it's a garage.
It's pretty disgusting.
I think Bill's got a super nice garage, but I've always treated
but garages get dirty. I don't care how nice the garage is.
Garages and trucks, like they're garages.
You're gonna have stuff on the ground. And there's snow and stuff. You're just gonna have stuff.
Sometimes the leaves are gonna blow.
Oh, there's a bunch of leaves in there. They find themselves in weird, all the crevices of the garage.
You just got to get a blower.
Got to get the blower. Yep.
I got a blower.
Yep. And you blow and not sweep.
Yeah.
This is idle chit chat, and it's important to me.
It is important.
I use my blower every day. I use it every day. It's battery charged and ready to go.
Like a battery charged blower.
Yeah. Yes, I do use it every day. That's how you keep the leaves out.
It is. I'm always amazed by the people who use the blower in the house.
In the house.
Yeah, Margaret does that. But just blow the stuff out the front door.
I've never seen that personally.
I've
myself
never seen that.
Inside the house.
Blow the stuff. What kind of stuff? You guys getting leaves in your house?
Yeah, how are the leaves getting in the house?
This residue that builds up.
I've never heard of that.
I hadn't seen it till lately, but I don't use a goddamn blower daily. It's not a bad
Usually
idea.
you use a vacuum inside the house. Not the blower maybe.
Well,
I've never seen that. So
what idle chit chat's for?
It is. Idle Chit Chat sponsored by our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Call them today to get ahead for your 2024 fertilizer. And Andrew and the team at Newton's Lawn Care. You mentioned, Sip, there was some recruiting news yesterday. There's a lot of tidbits of news yesterday.
It's, you know what they call it? Silly season. There's a lot going on. Yesterday, though, there were two pretty large developments, figuratively and literally. Grant Bricks, Bill, who we've talked about, who's a top-rated player in Iowa, did verbally commit to Nebraska. So it's a big get because he's a 4-star, number 56 player in the nation, offensive lineman. Probably he can play. They list him as an inside offensive lineman. He can play tackle. So they get him, but they lose this guy, Carlon Jones, who reopened his commitment, and he's going to visit Ohio State in December. He's from Bay City, Texas. Do you know where that is?
Yes, it's in Houston.
Is that a good? That's a fertile area.
Yes,
fertile.
Yeah, right. And it's kind of called the Golden Triangle down there in recruiting.
And he had 17 and a half sacks. So he kind of played. Okay,
just say it. Just say it.
He played himself out of Nebraska. He played himself out. He had 30 tackles for loss, 17 and a half sacks. I mean, I think he had the most sacks of any player in the state of Texas.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and Ohio State thought that too. Yeah, and others.
Yeah, I wonder how Texas A&M with the new staff will view that.
Mike Elko.
That's right, and that's within like 50 miles.
Is it right there?
Yes.
Well, he's reopened his commitment. He's a big man, 6'3", 280, and he had 17 and a half sacks.
Yeah, D linemen, as we know, they're very, very hard to find.
He had an interesting post on Twitter about this because people were saying, "What was he? Did Nebraska not want him anymore?" I don't think that's true at all. But there's a weird line in his post yesterday that said this. It said, "I really wanted to be a part of the change in the program at Nebraska, but unfortunately, that couldn't happen."
I don't think he meant. I don't think he meant that Nebraska.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of Husker fans that are like, hey, what's going on here?
No,
I didn't read it that way.
I don't.
I want to clear that up. So,
Jake, I don't think it's that. I just don't think there's any scenario where you'd say we don't need you.
For a guy that had 17 sacks as defensive lineman, I don't think you say that at all.
They're bigs. These are the guys we always talk about. Yeah, these are the guys we always talk about. The bigs. Bricks is a big get. Now you got the top-rated player from Iowa and the top-rated player from Nebraska. That's good. That helps. I think the class is number 26 in the country for what that's worth. But those were two huge developments. Getting Bricks is big. Losing Jones is big. Losing that Kewan Lacey, the running back, was big. You got to try to get another one now. They're going after a kid that was committed to Boise State. I don't think Boise State has a coach right now.
Just an interim, no. Spencer Danielson is the interim coach right now.
Open. Yeah, so they're trying to get this kid.
I would imagine Big Ten, Mountain West, that just the logo should be enough to win that over. I would think so.
Really?
Yeah, I would think so. Most people like that. If you have, unless is he from Idaho?
No, he's from. I think he went to Rancho Verde High School in California.
So most likely, like, you have a better chance like that being in the Big Ten or being in the Mountain West.
Yeah, this kid's name is Anthony Riley. He's a good one. He'd be a good replacement for Kewan Lacey. But anyway, yeah, those were.
You go back to Grant Bricks again. We talked about him for months at length with Schaefer and Sean Callahan and everybody regarding his commitment, and he commits. And if you go back to when Nebraska, they put the semi outside of his school.
They did that.
That was a part of his recruitment video last night. He walks through that with the Nebraska jacket on to the front and starts driving the semi off.
Wait a second.
Yeah, if you watch the video,
he drove the semi.
He gets into the front part of the semi and drives. Yes, and drives it off.
He drove. He knows how to drive a semi.
He got into the front part of the semi and drove. Yes.
Does he have the proper license? You have to have a certain
Does he
license.
have a
to drive the
CDL?
semi. Yes. He doesn't have that. I'd like to.
The grade D CDL.
Yes, I hope that got overlooked. Hope he doesn't get himself
in hot water.
Hope his 20 seconds of driving that doesn't blow up in his face. But no, Grant Bricks, again, the big commitment. You mentioned Carlon Jones, though, decommit. So kind of a wash of a day, but still a great commitment for Grant Bricks.
Yeah, Bricks. I mean, it was a protracted recruiting process. Picked Nebraska over K-State. Ultimately, K-State and Nebraska, it looked to me like were the finalists. Oklahoma and Alabama. So it's a good win. That's a sizable win.
Sanderson has a comment on what I read about Carlon Jones in his post.
Yes.
He says this. He says, the translation to that, Jake, is, quote, your NIL sucks and some real teams are going to pay real money.
I don't think
quote.
it's that. Sandy, I don't think it's that. It's not. I don't think it's that at all. They'll pay. They'll pay. Nebraska can pay. Nebraska can pay. Come on, Sanderson, I will tell you this. If that kid now, Nebraska could pay him whatever he wants, but it's possible that Nebraska doesn't want to pay him whatever he wants. That's possible. I mean, rules that way. You just can't let kids hold you up for money, And if it's judged to be an outlandish figure, and I don't think that's the case here. I don't think that's what we're talking about. But if it was judged to be an outlandish figure, say, no, we're not going to do that. The coach can, I mean, I don't want to talk about this stuff because the lines are really blurry. But anyway, no, Sandy, I don't think it's that.
Sandy, like that one for Sanderson. Sandy.
Yeah.
You also, Sip, last night, you heard Trev Alberts was speaking on the radio. Anything of note? The spring game will be April 27th for those keeping track at home. That was a date announced for the future in the spring. April 27th, 2024. The Huskers spring game. Anything else that stood out regarding Trev Alberts' radio appearance?
I think that was the most newsworthy thing. April 27th is a little later. There was he didn't give really a reason why. He mentioned something about the training schedule that Rule lays out and that it fits in that regard. The spring game this year was April 22nd. Maybe they're hoping for a little nicer weather a week later. But anyway, that was the big thing. And the other thing he said, he didn't, grade the football staff, but he did say he was in the locker room after the game Friday and took note of the players hurt. This is just what he said and said, it hurt to see it, but on the other side of it, he appreciated how much caring there was, how much the players cared. And he talked about that quite a bit, but it's year one. He said the players are bought in. It was disappointing, obviously, not to get to a bowl game. He hurt for those kids that didn't get to a bowl. I totally understand where he's coming from on that. So he did talk about football. And he talked about, he said something that we talked about yesterday, that John Cook is on this incredible, remarkable run with Nebraska volleyball, and not take it for granted. It's not. I think I said that yesterday. It's not always going to be this way. They're not always going to be a team that you just take for granted. They're going to be in the Final Four. You did, yeah. They're going to be in the Final Four. They'll probably be a number one seed. Yeah, that's what they do. But it's not always going to be that way. And every year is not going to be that, and there'll be times ahead where they have to probably scratch into the NCAA tournament, scratch their way in. It's not always going to be like this. So his message was just appreciate it. which I do.
I hope. Yeah, I mean, you should.
Yeah, we've seen it here, Jake.
John Cook has been fantastic for 20 plus years in Nebraska at this point.
And it just doesn't happen with a snap of the fingers. He doesn't walk into his office and there's 7 kids on the line wanting to commit. You got to go get it. There you go.
So there's Trev Alberts' update from yesterday on the radio. There's a lot of quarterbacks still entering the portal across the country. 2 quarterbacks from Michigan State entered the portal yesterday.
What? Who was that?
Kim.
I can't keep up with it. Noah Kim.
And then the other quarterback there, I forget his name, but
Caden Hauser?
Yes, Hauser's in the portal also as of yesterday. Both quarterbacks.
You're kidding me.
That was news as of yesterday. Yeah, both quarterbacks are going to be in the portal.
I can't keep up with it. Noah Kim and Caden Hauser both went in?
Yes, both quarterbacks from Michigan State both entered the portal.
In addition to Will Howard.
At Kansas State.
Anybody else I should know about?
There's quarterback. I mean, all across the country, every day there's going to be people entering the portal now. So, but it's going to be very hard to ever keep up with the amount of guys in the portal.
You know what's confused me about this, Bill, that maybe you could help me with? I thought the portal opened on December 4th.
You could announce it yourself. You just actually can't move on it or have anything official. Basically, even though they make the announcement, once they go in, you're free to contact them. Right now, they are not free to be contacted, but they will be contacted through a third party. And so,
so you can't do it right now.
No, you can't. Right, if you're in the portal, you can just pick up the phone and call them. They're
December 4th.
It's open for business. Yeah, but right now it's not.
Do you think
you want to get it out there right now that you're going in the portal so everyone knows what's going on? So when the portal day hits, then you can start going on official visits and all the different things. Because a lot of those guys will want to be. They'll want to be at their new school ready to go started in January.
Thank you. That's interesting to me. And it's interesting to me that both those guys went in. Sam Levitt wow.
So their top 3 quarterbacks at Michigan State are all in the portal. You would think Smith might bring some guys with him, a couple of guys from Oregon State, or have guys obviously on the radar that are coming with him. But the top 3 quarterbacks are gone at Michigan State.
Couldn't you make Sam Levitt work here? Or Caden Hauser? I mean, are those guys you'd look at?
I'd look at them.
I think everyone's worth evaluating. Hauser did some good things. A little bit you watched him, and then like I said, they were in a bad situation, top to bottom with that team. Just the how everything went down, during the season. That happened during the season. So, how they responded was they hung in there. Then the bottom just fell out. You saw what happened in the last game. They had 33 yards of offense.
That's not going to get it
Penn
done.
State's got good defense.
What's that? Penn State's got good defense. It's hard to hold someone to 33. It's hard.
Yeah.
Wait a second, though. Noah Kim, Sam Levitt, and Caden Hauser are all in the portal.
Have put their name. They're going to put their name in the portal. Yes.
All 3 of those guys have redeeming qualities. I thought Hauser looked pretty good.
They have redeeming qualities. You can't just say, I don't think so.
No.
It's like, whoa, time out. Look at all the qualities first. That's the first thing you talk about in recruiting. What are the redeeming qualities in a person?
They all 3 have them.
So if someone just says, hey, there's 3 guys in the portal from Michigan State. No, I don't think so. Whoa, hang on. Let's look at it. Let's see all the redeemable qualities that happens.
Levitt can run.
Yeah.
I mean, Levitt can really run. And he's not that bad of a passer.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not doing better at Nebraska won't be that hard. Okay.
There's a lot of guys out there available that could be a lot better than what he had here.
Well,
absolutely.
There's 3 guys from Michigan State that might be. All 3 could be better.
Minnesota's quarterback, Callie McManus, also in the portal as of yesterday.
Not that bad.
You evaluate everything. So you evaluate everything. Everyone has value. Just may not be your right fit. May not work out. That makes sense. But everyone has value. When they've played a lot of football.
This is not bad news for anybody. Will Howard. I started doing a little dive into Howard. Everybody's freaking out about Will Howard. He has 25 interceptions at Kansas State. 48 touchdowns. Good. 25 picks.
He's a 59% passer, so
that's fine. He's good. I like him. He's a big body quarterback. He can run it. But 25 picks? Few too many for my liking.
It's
a lot of picks.
A lot of picks, but Big 12 champion from a year ago.
Yeah, redeeming.
A lot of positives.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah. I have a hard time thinking that they just named, that they just went with Avery Johnson and said, hey, he's the quarterback next year, and so you need to move. I have a hard time thinking he must have been something more to it. Must have been a little something more to it. I don't
It's
know.
curious to me too, because he had a good career there. You just never know on these things. You just never know on these players when they move. What sometimes they just want to try something different. You know, they just wake up and say, "I kind of want to go somewhere different."
The comparison, though, compared with the 25 picks you mentioned, that was over a 4-year stretch. It's like 6 or 7 per year. It's not terrible, right? Where you look at Jeff Sims, it was over 2 years at Georgia Tech. We looked at his
over 3.
Was it 3? Okay, 3 years at Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
but
this is a lot.
Hey, this is
That's not the ratio I'm looking for.
We have an off-brand text from Wet Blanket, right? Because usually Wet Blanket, we know, is pretty dour, pretty south. But
this
goes
Wet Blanket.
This goes back to our talk about Nebraska recruiting and losing Callahan Jones. He says, he says this is not on brand for Wet Blanket, but Nebraska losing commits because they played their way into better offers is a source of optimism for me. It shows that Nebraska's talent evaluation is on target, and if you flip a couple of close losses to close wins, this thing might get going forward soon.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
look at that optimism from Wet Blanket.
It's odd,
strange.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing.
I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Here's the way I feel about it. You need to get bigs, like Bill always says. Callahan Jones are the kind of guys that's the kind of guys you need. It's hard for me to paint a rosy picture on it. And it's not like the class is loaded with defensive linemen. They have Ashton Murphy from Elkhorn South. That's your defensive lineman. I mean, I guess what you do now is, I don't know what you do. This is what we asked Sean. This is where Sean excels. You only have 1 D lineman in the class. It's a big class too. It's 26 players, 27 players, whatever it is. It's in that range. So 1 D lineman. I know what I watched. Like when I watched Ohio State, Michigan. Well, how many linemen does Michigan use on their D line? How many guys do they filter in?
I think they play 12. I think they play 12.
12 guys.
Yeah. And they all look the part, play the part.
There's not really a drop off there on 12.
That's what I'm talking. No, there's not. I mean, I just noticed when they were playing Maryland, some guy named Good, and I thought he was good. Goode. I thought he was good. Then you didn't even see him against Ohio State. I mean,
didn't make it.
I think he was on the team, but
suited up.
Yeah, and I thought against Maryland, God dang, they got a good nose tackle there. Didn't even play against Ohio State because they didn't need him. Hope he goes into the portal. Anyway, yeah, 12. They filter, they cycle them in and out. Now Nebraska does that too a little bit, but I don't know. You better get some guys in this class, the class of 2024.
Yeah. Big bodies are hard to find. They're the hardest to find.
Yeah.
From the text line regarding the situation at Michigan State, real quick, going back to the quarterback there. The quarterback's all gone. The 3 in the portal.
Interesting.
Texter says Hauser and Levitt are both the West Coast guys that are snubbed by Michigan State, the new coach, Jonathan Smith at Oregon State.
Oh.
Could be some hurt feelings. There's some hard feelings from the past.
Yeah, Levitt's
regarding him.
Levitt's from Oregon. Hauser's from California. Yeah, Levitt's from Oregon. I think Hauser's from Northern California. Double check that, but I know Levitt's an Oregon kid, and he was highly rated, and I liked him. Now he didn't play much against Nebraska. Remember you guys remember watching that? He didn't play much. Played a little bit. Hauser played.
Yep.
I thought Hauser
played well in that game. Well enough to win at least, and they won.
I have a hard time pushing back to someone as the inside that Smith snubbed him. I'd love to have that information. I know Jonathan Smith well enough. I doubt he walked in and snubbed him. He just said, "Yeah, I don't know who you 3 are. Get out of here." That didn't happen.
It might.
It didn't happen.
Maybe it was more, it wasn't a snub. It was just
and the starter can't leave Oregon State.
Can't.
No, he's already transferred.
DJ Uyunglele, the Clemson transfer. What a good year this year.
Yeah, he's good.
Good year for the Beavers. Before we get to Sean Callahan, and by the way, there's regarding Tony White. San Diego State's going to have their new head coach, Sean Lewis, the Colorado offensive coordinator, is going to be the guy at San Diego State per multiple reports last night. So Tony White did an interview over the weekend, but it appears they're going to hire the former Kent State head coach, now the Colorado offensive coordinator, Sean Lewis, to be their guy with the Aztecs.
So they went offense, as Bill laid out yesterday. And
they went with a pretty detailed resume also. Former head coach, had done well But that wasn't great at Kent State, but was good. And then obviously spent the season there. Remember, he was the one calling the plays when Colorado was rolling. When they weren't rolling, he wasn't the one calling the plays.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm not going to try to get into that, but yeah, Lewis makes sense. Was it Kent State?
He was at Kent State before Colorado. Yes,
led them to a bowl game.
Yep.
And he has that resume we talked about. I did nothing against Tony White, but he hasn't been a head coach. I mean, Sean Lewis has a better resume. Not surprised. And then Syracuse went with Fran Brown from Georgia.
There's some interesting stuff going at Colorado. So with Sean Lewis gone, Tim Brewster also resigned after the season. He was, again, one of their best recruiters, a good, well-respected recruiter across the country, former head coach at Minnesota, just resigned. Doesn't want to be there anymore, apparently.
we saw
Brewster was the one that got moved off the field.
He did?
Yeah, he's the one that got moved. Lewis stayed on the field as a coach when they elevated Shermer. So Lewis was still one of the 10.
Mm. What about Brewster?
He was demoted off the field.
Oh. Mm. See, Colorado, Nebraska played Colorado at its like apex when it was just everything. It seemed like they were a national title contender. You know, they were a top 25 team. Now Colorado it looks almost like it's imploding to me.
From afar, it doesn't look great.
No, I mean, I could be. That was probably that. I probably
wouldn't say imploded, but yeah, right now you would never say if you just say what's the narrative right now. There's not a lot of momentum.
Mm.
There's not.
No,
they've had a couple quarterbacks decommit. They've had some players decommit. Yeah. You know, and then it always comes down to do you have the money? Do you have NIL money? Do you have all those things? Because Colorado's never been a highly funded program by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-mm.
And they're not in the Big Ten, and so they don't have a lot of things that goes with what you want to get done.
Imploding was probably going too far.
May have been aggressive.
Yeah, but it's not as rosy as it once was.
They were 3-0. They ended up 4-8. Lost, only won one game. Their last 9 games of the season, and but still, they had one win last year. So people can crap and say all they want about Colorado imploding. They had a bad end of the year. They still won 3 games more than last year when all is said and done.
That's
so
true.
Deion
was really low.
He can claim that at least if he wants to say something about his season, his first year at Colorado. But it did not go well the last 2 months of his tenure there.
No, what did they give up to Washington State?
56. Yeah, and they were off a 6-game losing streak at that point.
That's great.
Washington State.
Oh, I know. I just wonder how those fans were incredibly obnoxious at Colorado. And I don't mean a little obnoxious. I mean incredibly obnoxious. I just wonder what that looks like right now. Go ahead, call.
Let's just call Colorado right now. Give them a call.
402. If you live in Colorado,
Prime, call in.
Love to hear from you.
Where are you at, Prime?
Shadur?
Yeah.
Call in. Before we get to Sean Callahan, quick plug. Computer Hardware is Nebraska's Apple authorized service provider. Are you upgrading your iPad, or do you have questions about what Apple device is best for you? Don't go anywhere else for all your Apple product needs. Computer Hardware has served as Nebraska's Apple partner since 1980. It has a team of experts to help you with 4 locations in Lincoln, Kearney, Hastings, and Grand Island. Stop by and see them today, just south of 70th and O here in Lincoln. Go talk to Tripp. He will help you out with all your needs there. When we come back, we'll talk to Husker Online. Sean Callahan next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We're bringing heaven to Lincoln with a waffle unlike anything you've ever experienced. Heavenly Waffles combines an incredibly fluffy recipe packed with protein and a medley of angelic toppings. To elevate the experience beyond your typical waffle and syrup, take the opportunity to try out this divine creation and pair it with a coffee from the mill as we celebrate Heavenly Waffles Wednesday from 8 to 11 a.m. at the 93.7 The Ticket studio.
Enjoy some Heavenly Waffles this Wednesday, November 29th at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street. Parking available on 11th Street or in nearby garages.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Dana Trucking. Learn more and apply today at danatrucking.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. The holidays are here, and Fairway has everything you need for charcuterie boards, shrimp trays, party platters, wine, beer, spirits, and more. Plus, custom fresh cuts on USDA choice or prime grade beef, all-natural pork, fresh chicken, and seafood. Your holiday meals start at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
This
Good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Dana Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sadly, Nebraska's football season is over. We're on to the off season, heading into signing day, mid-December. The portal opening up here shortly.
Oh, man.
The news never stops. The season might be over, but the news never stops. We're joined now by Husker Online, Sean Callahan. Sean, good morning. Yesterday was a bit of news for Nebraska, both good and bad. We'll start with the good news. Nebraska does land Grant Bricks, the offensive lineman from Iowa. How long did you feel like that Nebraska had this commitment, Sean, and what is, how significant is this for the Huskers offensive line going forward?
Yeah, I thought like since June or July, they were always in a really good position. He had visited campus several times. He had great relationships with several of the recruits in the class that communicated with him regularly. And you didn't see it at that level with Oklahoma or Kansas State. Alabama offered him, obviously, when he went down there in June, but it really never felt like they were a team he was considering just from the distance factor. And I thought the distance factor was a big thing, too. I mean, his mom works in Omaha. Logan Magnolia is right on the border of Nebraska in western Iowa. So they had a lot of things going. But, yeah, I think just the timeline, how long he stretched it. And nowadays in recruiting, you just don't have the luxury with spots being at a premium to hold it this long, but he did and made his announcement here this week.
Yeah, highly rated players can do that, right? Sean, he is added to the class along with another. I mean, this is the fourth offensive lineman in the class, but the two big ones are Bricks and Preston Tamua from Hawaii. So they got a couple pretty good bigs, it looks like. Sean, what do you know about Tamua?
Yeah, he's the number one player in the state of Hawaii.
Okay, that's pretty
good. Where Dominic Raiola really comes in play. And actually, there's 5 offensive linemen now sitting in the recruiting class. So
5, okay.
Definitely a priority position. And, some of these guys have the ability to play other sides of the ball, too. I mean, Landon Davidson could easily play D-line. Jake Peters could play D-line.
Oh, okay.
But they're coming in as O-linemen right now. But, yeah, Talamoa can play tackle or guard. And the same with Bricks. Well, Bricks is clearly a tackle recruit in this class right now, and was such a priority because they wanted to get another quality tackle body. And he's the consensus number one player in Iowa by all 4 recruiting services.
That's pretty good when you get the number one player from Iowa, the number one player from Nebraska, the number one player from Hawaii. That's good. It looked to me like with Bricks, it came down to Nebraska, Kansas State, and maybe Oklahoma late, and Alabama was in there.
Yeah, Oklahoma was definitely. I always felt like the biggest player. I mean, they put the most heat on it. I mean, they were, they had him down there for a game a couple of weeks ago. He canceled his Kansas State visit, which that was kind of the sign he was going to commit to Nebraska. And I know when he came to the Purdue game earlier this season, he told some of the commits at Nebraska, he's like, I don't know why I'm just not committed here right now. Like, this feels like the place I want to be. I like all you guys, and I want to be here at Nebraska. So that's when I really thought it was in a good position for Nebraska. But then Oklahoma got him down there one more time, and as you know, in recruiting, you never know.
Sean, you never know. And they lost Carlon Jones. Carlon Jones, you mentioned, had the most sacks in the state of Texas. He's a Bay City Bay City, Texas. A defensive lineman had 17.5 sacks. What can you tell us about that decommitment? Where do you think Carlon Jones is going to go?
Yeah, this is kind of one of those situations, just like Kewan Lacey, where Nebraska had a good evaluation process. They found a guy that really wasn't high on the radar yet, and then he has a huge year in Texas with one of the sack leaders in the state of Texas. He can really move and play. Ohio State comes in with an offer. They were supposed to have him in for an official visit 2 weeks ago, and then it got moved. Carlon got sick, couldn't travel down there, and they're like, well, we'll hopefully get you down here in December. Like, well, that was somewhat promising at that moment because there's just not a lot of time between now and that December signing day. But Carlon informed Nebraska he's going to now sign in February and push things down the road. And at that point, I think both parties agreed that he opened up his recruiting process because I don't know if Nebraska wants to get into a bidding war situation with NIL. And if he really wants to go to Ohio State and he wants to visit there, I mean, that's a great opportunity. I mean, I don't think anyone can question that. And he's going to probably have some more suitors, I would imagine, that come at him because when you put on the tape of his senior year, he was arguably as good as any player in the class, and opened it up yesterday. So that was a big blow to his class.
Joined by Sean Callahan. Sean, the portal, a lot of guys going in the portal the last couple of days at quarterback. And I'm curious, any names out there you think maybe could have Nebraska ties to watch out for that have entered so far?
I don't think they've made a move on anybody yet. I mean, but yeah, you're right. I mean, there's definitely a lot of notable names, and it kind of puts in perspective how many of these quarterbacks everywhere are going to go in the portal. Like somebody joked there could be 7. It was DT on Monday when we were at Tanner's. He said there's going to be 80 quarterbacks in the portal, and that's probably about right. And
80.
Like Michigan State's entire quarterback room is in the portal right now.
That's amazing.
The thing is, they're going to get one. They just got to pick right. I mean, that's the hard part. I mean, they will get a quarterback here in the portal. Everyone kind of pointed towards the Kansas State guy, Will Howard, but I don't see anything moving there at this point. And he's going to have Louisville and Washington, which has two of the best quarterback coaches in the world right now, Jeff Brom and Kellen DeBoer, developing quarterbacks there. I mean, he's going to have his pick. I don't know if Nebraska would be even in the discussion for a guy like him right now. But yeah, they've got to find a guy, and there's going to be plenty of options out there.
Sean, this is a little delicate, but technically you can't move on a quarterback yet, right? Not till December 4th.
Today, Matt Rule will speak today, and he's going to give a pretty good insight on kind of what's going on and what his plan is. You would hope, because it's a big deal. I mean, they went on a guy last year and it didn't work out, and it kind of disrupted the whole season when the guy that they picked just didn't work out like they thought.
Yeah, it disrupted the whole season. That's 100% true. Could you see? I mean, Sean, I don't think it's wrong. I mean, I'm thinking about how the NFL's covered, how other leagues are covered. It's okay to speculate on these guys. All of those Michigan State quarterbacks look pretty good to me. I mean, they all look like they could be upgrades for Nebraska. Noah Kim, Sam Levitt, Caton Hauser. All those guys are pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, the true freshman is Hauser, right?
Redshirt freshman. Levitt's the true freshman.
Okay, Levitt was the one that looked really good. And I was told by our Michigan State writer, he's like, oh, yeah, he's going to have tons of teams in the portal that come his way. He was a 4-star, high-profile guy. And the thing about it, you get one transfer, and these kids are going to take advantage of it. And maybe one of those guys will end up staying at Kansas or at Michigan State. If they meet with the new coaching staff and whatnot. But NIL probably too has something to do with those types of decisions too. When a new coach comes in, there's just a lot of factors now that 2 years ago we weren't dealing with in college football.
You mentioned Matt Rule will be available to the media today at 11:30 a.m. Where are you going with your line of questioning?
Oh, just his thought process with the coaching staff. Like, is he moving forward as is, or could there be some changes looked at with how his staff is made up and whatnot? Obviously, the portal. How many portal players does he think is realistic to add to this team?
Right. I mean, I think you can just ask him directly. Are you going into portal to get a quarterback? That's a fair question, right?
Yeah, you would think that he would want it to be known that they are.
Right.
They are.
Sean, always good stuff. Thank you for the time. We'll chat with you again next week.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Husker Online's Sean Callahan. Yes, going to be a busy few weeks as we get ahead to a signing day here in mid-December.
Am I crazy? Can't you just ask him that, Bill? Can't you just say, are you in the market for a quarterback in the portal?
Yes, that's not a tough question.
It's not crazy, is it?
No.
I would think it makes a lot of sense for the way the Nebraska season went. The musical chairs you played at quarterback in general.
Yeah.
And ineffectiveness.
I don't think you can stand pat right now.
He knows that. He has to know that.
I think so. But that's what you got to find out. You got to find out. I mean, you just blew me away with those 3 Michigan State quarterbacks in the portal.
All 3 of them. As Sean said, some might stay. They're in the portal right now. They can always come back, but
yeah,
putting out feelers at least.
I don't know, Bill. What do you think of guys that go in the portal and then go back?
I think in the situation at Michigan State, it's not near as hard because it's a new staff coming in.
Yeah.
So they might go in the portal. The staff comes in. They
test it
out. They meet. They figure out a plan. It works out. When you go in the portal, when it's the same coaching staff, to go in and back out, I think that's very difficult.
Yeah, and do the kids on the team, they don't look at it like, hey, thanks a lot. You went into the portal. Now you're coming back.
There's probably a little bit of that, but not a lot.
Not a lot.
No, I don't think there's a lot.
Probably not.
I don't think the quarterback room in Nebraska will be in shock if they bring a transfer in. I don't think they're going to be like, this is insane. What are we doing? Some places it might be like, well, that's kind of insane, but some positions, but no, that wouldn't be one I don't think anybody would. I'd imagine right now it's probably a tough room because every time someone's mentioned in the portal, the social media in the state of Nebraska goes crazy.
Yeah,
and so
that's true.
And so
100.
So if you're sitting there, so you have to kind of have that feeling of just like every time there's someone goes in the portal, everything blows up in the state about can we get Will Howard? Is there any chance we can get him to come to Nebraska?
Mm-hmm.
And so already it's probably a little fragile.
Do you think that happens other places though?
A
little bit.
There's some that it happens at places.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's fun. Some of this is just fun. You just do it because it's kind of fun, right? Like, what would Sam Levitt look like at Nebraska? It's kind of fun to think about.
Just talk about it.
Yeah,
something
to talk about.
To discuss.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I thought Hauser and Levitt were all right against Nebraska. I thought Hauser looked pretty good. I mean, he moved the team. He was better than I expected. He'd look all right here.
Maybe we'll get a shot.
Levitt was highly recruited. I mean, Levitt was a highly recruited player, and he can run. Interesting.
Very.
It is.
Before we get to break and the mailbag, the holidays are right around the corner. Now is the best time to think about getting the perfect gift for everyone on your list, whether you're shopping for family and friends or employees and clients. Omaha Steaks can help you skip the guesswork with gourmet gifts they're guaranteed to love. For a limited time, save 50% off site-wide when you go to the ticket exclusive, and you get 8 free pure ground filet mignon burgers with qualifying orders. Every purchase backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. Go to omahasteaks.com/theticket for this delicious deal today. When we come back, song of the day and the mailbag on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken lips. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough? If you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day. I don't play the Beatles hardly ever.
No.
Maybe 3 times ever.
Good job.
I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles
Wow.
from 1964.
Oh, God.
464-5685. 1 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
You know what that is? You know what that was?
What is that, Sip?
I'll tell you what that was, Jake. That, and this is no offense to Louie Louie, whatever that song you
The
played.
Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yes, Louie.
But that was like a diamond, that song that you just played. Hold Your Hand.
Yep, I Want to Hold Your Hand.
That was like a diamond from Rick Heyman. That guy just threw something at the window. That was weird. He did. We'll talk about that in a second.
Did it stick?
I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, that was like a diamond from Heyman's shop, and Louie was like going to Super Saver and getting a little ring out of a machine.
You gave it a decent score.
It was
yesterday,
fine.
right?
It was fine. Sometimes those rings are good, but that was gold. I mean, that's when the Beatles were. I think that's when the Beatles exploded onto the scene. It was really raw and incredible. Yeah, that song is a 9.455. You're on a bit of a roll right now.
1964 for that one.
I think that's when, now there's people smarter than me out there that know music, and Bill should remember this more than you. He wasn't alive.
Wasn't alive yet.
But don't you think that's when the Beatles exploded onto the scene?
I wish I had a better tracking of that, but I would think you're
so.
accurate.
I think so. That's not Sgt. Pepper, which that's the kind of stuff that I was like turned off by. The early Beatles, that when it was very raw and kind of innocent, was incredible.
I wish I'd have been part of that craze.
You would have been good.
That had to be something. I mean, when you just hear the stories about when the Beatles came over, just what the mayhem.
Yeah, you would have been good in that
just
era.
Complete mayhem. You'll never see it again. There's not when a new band comes out.
Nope.
40 new bands come out every week. No one cares. And they might be good, but you don't nothing like what the Beatles, what Elvis did. When they took off,
It was new.
Yeah,
it was new.
And then the whole background of the Beatles is incredible. I love reading up on them, all the stories about it. The song's great. I'd give it a 88892.
88892.
Yeah, you're getting high scores.
Guess on Josh's score over here.
High.
I'm gonna say 9.
I'm gonna say 8-3. Josh. 4. Not a Beatles guy. Did not see that one coming.
Didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see that coming from Josh. Who likes
that one surprised.
He likes old music.
I love Josh.
That's before all our times.
I'm not going to be critical. I just don't understand that at all. I don't understand.
Some ratings here. We got Drew and Wahoo, a 6. We got Rick from Wahoo, two different Wahoo listeners, a 7. Notorious B.I.B. 6.9. Eric says, now you're just pandering, Jake. You get a 1.2. The song gets a 7.5, though. Thank you, Eric.
That's funny.
You suck, Jake.
Scott in Bancroft, 6.8.
Scott.
Who in Columbus, Bill? Bird, 5 from Bird in Columbus. Mike and Dalton, a 9. Jennifer, 9.4. Hubby, 7.4.
Ooh.
Quite a difference there from Novotny Nutrition and Wellness.
Jennifer gave it a 9.4.
She says, made my day also on that one.
God, you're just making people's day, Jake.
Ryan in California, 8.2. Heavy says 9.5. Big Slim, 4.6. Husker Mike in Waterloo says, loves the 60s run, 9.2. I can assure you, I've never played 3 straight 60s songs ever in the stretch of this show.
I like it. I like it.
For 7 years of Song of the Day.
I mean, the Ray Charles song and that one, I mean, Jake, it's hard to imagine you doing much better right now. Please don't lapse into some bad country song from the 2000s.
Tomorrow's Rick Heyman's song, so it's not my doing.
Okay.
If we break the streak, that's not mine. Joe in Boulder says, yes, 1964 is when the Beatles exploded on the U.S. scene.
Okay.
You nailed it, Sip.
Yep. Good job, Sip. Way to go.
Okay.
And someone says, most overrated band of all time. Most overrated band
crazy
of
take.
all time.
It's a crazy bad take.
Yes.
It's a crazy bad take. Yeah. Twist and Shout is the song that freaked me out. If you hear Twist and Shout live, like when the Beatles came over and they're playing live, and you hear Twist and Shout, it's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever hear. And I want to hold your hands in that realm too. It was very raw, and it was new. It was like rock and roll hadn't, it was just it came on the scene. They were freaky. Yeah, Bill's right. It would have been freaky to be a part of that.
What people did to try to see them, to try to get into their hotels, everything about it was just nuts.
Yeah.
Completely nuts.
Creepy stuff.
No, it wasn't creepy. It was beautiful.
To get into the hotels?
No,
that wasn't creepy.
I don't see. No.
Okay, all right.
Not creepy.
Before we get to the mailbag, a quick legal ID, then we'll get to our questions for today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Let's get to the mailbag on a Wednesday. The mailbag is sponsored by our friends at Double Eagle Golf. Contact them for all your holiday parties. There's no more football games to watch for Nebraska, but you can still book all your holiday parties out there. And the weather is cold. You don't want to play golf outside. There's snow on the ground this week. DoubleEagle.golf, Kinetic Sports Complex, the place to get memberships and keep your swing fresh in the wintertime.
They have food.
They have food. They got drink. They got everything. 5 bays to swing on over there at Double Eagle Golf. The first question from the mailbag, this is from Todd, and Todd has a question for Bill. It says, Bill, of all the head jobs that have opened, including ones already filled the last few days, what would be your ideal head coaching school out of the available schools if you were looking for a head coaching job?
The ones that just came open.
This is interesting. Good question.
Yeah, you would always want to just start with what had the most resources. So you'd say Texas A&M because it has the most resources. It has a recruiting base and it has a fan base. That's everything. It has all three things that you need to have to be successful, even though they've never been over the top successful. That it still has when you have a fan base, when you have money, you have facilities, if there's not one thing that you're wanting for, that would still have to be your lead one to be able to take on and to be able to. The enjoyment would be very limited. It's more of it's a relief school. If you win, it's a relief. It's not enjoyment. And so
that is interesting. But don't a lot of schools fall into that category?
A lot of them do. Ohio State's in that mode right now. It's like if this is like, well, I enjoyed this. No, you don't need. It's just relief. Well, we won that one when we're supposed to win. So I mean, there's not. Just imagine that you won 11-1 at Ohio State and you had the ball and you were driving on the last series. And you didn't win. And
what's the feeling in Columbus?
Misery. Right
Utter
now,
misery.
They're going to the Orange Bowl, and they don't even want to go out to practice.
And they're 11-1. It's a great record.
So there's misery type things that go with it. In Indiana, I think is a great job because it's a 6-win job. You get 6, and it's Bloomington.
Yep.
In Indiana would be my second one because of Bloomington being the college town. So you're gonna live in a college town and there's a decent recruiting base. Fan base is not crazy, but again, they'll fill it. They'll come watch you play. But again, if you win 6, they're ecstatic. They're going to whatever bowl game, the whatever bowl it is, they're extremely happy.
If you win 8,
and then no longer are they in the East, so it's just one division. So they don't play each one of those schools every year now. They didn't play sometimes here in this state, people get very upset that Nebraska drew Ohio State like 3 or 4 years in a row. Well, they've drawn like the last 50 years in a row. So Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State. So every year.
Think about that. Ohio State, utter misery right now at 11-1.
Great season.
Day
still
is
top 7 team.
Ryan
16.
Day is 54-1 against teams not named Michigan. 54-1.
It's one of the losses, Clemson, right?
I think so. Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, he lost to Clemson and Georgia, right? Playoffs, right? Georgia beat him last year.
Okay, so maybe he's not 50. Is that would it be regular season?
They beat Clemson. That was with Justin Fields had that huge game. Was that Urban? Was that Day?
No, they lost to Clemson because it was Clemson, Ohio State, and then 2019 because we played Clemson.
I thought they flashed that. You were watching the game the other day.
They threw the interception late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
they threw the interception.
Anyway, I get where you're coming from.
But still, the numbers are ridiculous.
Right. Yep.
But it's a relief school.
It is.
That's all it is. It's just a relief school.
From Kelly in the mailbag, a big 4-game stretch for Nebrasketball coming up. Creighton, Minnesota, Michigan State, Kansas State. Kelly says, which scenario would you take? Beat Creighton, then lose the next 3, or lose to Creighton but win the next 3?
You always take the 3.
I take the loss to Creighton.
You always take 3 wins over 1.
That's 2 conference wins. You got Michigan State and Minnesota. I mean, I hate losing to Creighton, but you take the 3 wins.
I don't think they're going to lose to Minnesota. Michigan State, the last I checked, was 3-3. They might have played a game since then. It's not inconceivable they would go 2-2 or even 3-1 in that stretch. It's not inconceivable.
I think it'll be a 3-1 stretch. I think it'll be 3-1. With they can win all four. There's not a chance that they can't win all four.
No, Minnesota should be a win. That should be a win. Kansas State it'll be tough because it's at Bramlage, but Kansas State's not rated in the top 25. I think they're 41st in Ken Palm. 41st.
Two more questions here. This goes back to Bill again. Bill, this is from Eric? Says, what's the most fun event prior to a bowl game you've ever experienced personally?
Best event it went to. The Orange Bowls were kind of Orange Bowls, Sugar Bowls. I'm trying to think through all these like that. Fiesta Bowl.
Listen to him dropping bowls on us.
No big deal.
Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl.
Probably the Potato Bowl. Going go-kart racing with all the players. Yeah, we all went go-kart racing. Yeah, and they weren't just like these little. They were like the real mini Indy cars. That was fun. That was the most fun to watch the kids get in those cars.
And you were doing it too, though.
Absolutely, yeah. And so that was just that was super cool.
Helmet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, geared up. Yeah, all the stuff was put on. Yeah, so it was really cool.
That does sound fun.
Yeah,
that sounds real fun.
The other one that would have been one of the greatest scenarios that ever happened was at the University of Utah. You took the guys out snowmobiling, and it wasn't like you took them out snowmobiling. They drove their own snowmobiles. So you had a 5-minute instruction with a bunch of kids from California who've never seen snow. We put them on brand new snowmobiles, went out through a trail into an open field and were going 60 miles an hour with 10 minutes of training and never seen snow.
Yeah, as a coach, that would be harrowing.
And I would go. I'd always go. I'm like, well, a couple of coaches should probably go. And I'm like, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I always went and drove
to watch it.
Just to watch it. But it was insane.
That is insane.
So you're literally, I said, 10 minutes, like, hey, this, it doesn't only have brakes. Here's the gas, I mean, we're going to go through this trail.
Dudes with a bunch of adrenaline and testosterone.
No big deal. And going 60 miles an hour.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could happen? And nothing happened. I just remember coming back the first time I drove back down the hill in the van. I got back to the complex at Utah. I go, this cannot be real. I just can't believe what just happened. Cannot be real. That I just went 60 miles an hour driving along with 8 other guys that had never seen snow before. And they're
dudes.
They're dudes.
That's scary.
That's scary. And they loved it. They absolutely loved it.
I bet.
Yeah, absolutely loved it.
See, that is IndyCar thing was super fun.
Yeah. So go-karting and doing that. So you want to do something kind of physical thing that's kind of a cool deal. Most of the stuff, it's kind of like, it's nice. It's not a big deal. There's food and different things, but there's nothing that's ever kind of outrageously fun. It depends on that. But they get treated very well. Gifts are the best thing. The Cotton Bowl's when you get the most gifts.
What'd you get?
Cotton Bowl. You get something every day, and so the kids got something every day, and the coach. I got like an aquarium. I love that aquarium. Just all kinds of stuff. There was so much stuff that we had to have a semi haul all the gifts back from the Cotton Bowl. Just a semi to haul the stuff back to the players, and because they couldn't bring it back.
Do they still do that?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure the Cotton Bowl still does that.
I will tell you this: the Independence Bowl one year gave the media leather travel bags, the kind you can put a suit in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the leather, black leather, and it had an Independence Bowl logo on it. I don't even wear a suit, and I used to take that everywhere. I just put my clothes in it, and it was beautiful. And I just wore it out, but it was one of the best gifts I've ever gotten from the Independence Bowl.
And you love Shreveport.
Oh God, do I love
Shreveport fan.
It's a great town.
Yeah, it is.
I love the.
It is a great.
The Liberty
town.
Bowl you ever been at Liberty Bowl? In Memphis. That was great.
Was it?
Yeah, Beale Street and everything.
God.
Yeah, Memphis was great. Yeah, that's a great bowl game to go to. It was at that time. It was on New Year's Eve. It was early kind of New Year's late afternoon. New Year's Eve. Yes, late afternoon.
That is the Mailbag, sponsored by our friends at Double Eagle Golf in the West O Street Kinetic Sports Complex. Check them out at doubleeagle.golf today. When we come back, top of the hour on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. The holidays are here, and Fairway has everything you need for charcuterie boards, shrimp trays, party platters, wine, beer, spirits, and more. Plus, custom fresh cuts on USDA choice or prime grade beef, all-natural pork, fresh chicken, and seafood. Your holiday meals start at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join me, Sip, and Coach Busch for early break this Friday, December 1st at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge. Call today to reserve your free lane for free bowling at 402-467-3249. And if you don't bowl, still enjoy free coffee and donuts. That's this Friday for the 60th anniversary of Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. Early break from 6 to 8 on location.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course, they have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at the Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're bringing heaven to Lincoln with a waffle unlike anything you've ever experienced. Heavenly Waffles combines an incredibly fluffy recipe packed with protein and a medley of angelic toppings. To elevate the experience beyond your typical waffle and syrup, take the opportunity to try out this divine creation and pair it with a coffee from the mill as we celebrate Heavenly Waffles Wednesday from 8 to 11 a.m. at the 93.7 The Ticket studio.
Enjoy some heavenly waffles this Wednesday, November 29th at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street. Parking available on 11th Street or in nearby garages.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The length of forecast for today, expecting increasing cloud cover throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 53. Tonight, partly cloudy skies are expected with an overnight low around 27. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies do return. It'll be breezy and a little cooler tomorrow as well. A high of around 43. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC, location in Lincoln at 27th Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers by early 2024. And do we have a Steve Schindler special today, Bill?
Come on, what's going on?
Yeah, Steve's always busy. Sticking with tis the season for him. So he's setting up in the parking lot an ice skating rink. And so they're flooding the ice skating rink. They're flooding the parking lot today. So you cannot park on the west side of the bank for the next 2 months because the rink will be set up. 2 months. Wow. So they'll be doing ice skating lessons there. There will be time slots for hockey games. There'll be free skate and couple skate every evening from 7 to 9. Then there's an adult moonlight skate from 9 till midnight. There'll be a bonfire, and there'll also be curling competition at noon every day.
Really?
Yes.
Do people? Okay, first of all,
2 months.
I don't know where to start with this. This is. I think this
they're
tops everything he's ever done.
Well, they're taking they have a hose from Walton Electronics right next door in between them, and that's what they're flooding it with. But Steve spent all night last night building up the frame for the flooding of the, and then we got some nice cold weather to help out. So they have to put it in kind of in layers. So it won't be skatable until Friday, but it's going in today.
How does he know how to put up a rink?
Well, the amazing thing is what he knows about curling. He knows everything about it, how to teach the sweepers and all the stuff that he does. So that's a really, really fun part for everyone to participate in there. But it's 2 months it'll be set up. And once again, there's going to be free lessons. There's going to be hockey games, free skate, couple skate, and adult moonlight skating.
Adult moonlight skating.
Yes. That's from 9 to midnight. 9 to midnight. And of course, there's going to be Christmas music played. And it's going to be with Christmas lights all around it. And then they take the hockey nets out when they're not playing the hockey game. And they bring them back in when hockey competition starts. Sure. So Schindler also like that, which is kind of odd. He bought it from the Musketeers. Was the old. If it's still the Musketeers or not, in Sioux City, Iowa.
Yeah.
That's where the Musketeers were from. And so he bought an old Zamboni from them. So Schindler will drive his Zamboni around 3 times a day to make sure the ice is ready to go.
3 times a day.
Any questions, Sipple, on what?
I mean, I don't even know where to start. It's all fabulous. I mean, I think this is his best idea.
It's one of his best works, and it's one he's had in the works for a long time because you don't all of a sudden just have this. So Burns Lumber also helped out quite a bit with getting them set up with everything they had to do. They got to sandbag things, and the frame is a lot. The pressure that the water puts on is a bunch, and so they had to build that and reinforce that. But that got done late last night. Flooding started about 4 a.m.
So it's ready to go.
So the layers of ice will be started. Yes,
and
they don't think they're not going to skate until Friday. They won't skate until Friday.
Okay. No, okay, but it's
getting flooded right now.
You can come and see
what the setup is. And
the
sign
west,
up for lessons.
The west parking lot.
Yes, and they have skate rental also. So if you don't have skates, they'll have skate rental also. Sit by the bonfire, have some hot cocoa. It's perfect.
Sounds pleasant. And he's still, now keep in mind, Jake, he still is a banker.
He's still a banker.
He's still
working. Still running the bank. So he's still doing loans.
Yeah.
So when he gets off the Zamboni, he'll go right into his office and knock some things out for loans.
Yeah, might have to go count some cattle.
Count cattle,
just to verify.
Just to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Right. God. Okay, now I think you got to go up. I mean,
you kind of need a live remote from this to see the setup of the ice rink.
The west parking lot.
West parking lot.
It sacrifices some parking.
Yes, so you still park on the street or around back, but you still have access to it. The drive-through is still open, guys. Don't think it's not. And you can still get the live bait when you drive through the drive-through. That's always available.
This goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I just really appreciate how community-minded he is.
Yeah.
All these things are about the community.
It's all about it's giving back. That's what Steve is. That's what Shin Daddy is. And then Tamara helps out. Tamara's the support system that he needs.
Tamara's got her work cut out for her.
Yeah, she does. Just imagine, like I said, how tired they are every day.
Every day. Now there's a skating rink for the next 2 months that they need to be tended to.
Yes, needs to be taken care of. They'll be up till midnight every night because they'll be the one. They're the ones that take tickets for the moonlight skate.
Yeah, and you got to kind of play host to all that too.
Absolutely.
I mean, when couples show up, you want to greet them.
Yes.
Make them feel warm,
feel welcome. Yes. Yeah. And there's also there's always going to be some form of medical staff on point.
Have to. Why?
Well, someone falls.
Yeah.
Takes a bad
ankle.
Something like that. Ankle rolls an ankle. Something like that.
Elaborate.
Yeah. So they're going to have there'll be a medical tent available.
Shindy is, when I think of him, he's multifaceted and very elaborate. Yes. Everything's very elaborate.
Yes. Thinks through things. Takes time. 'Tis the season.
Yeah, this is going to be a beautiful scene.
Yes.
Up there.
Joe asked, "Are there Zamboni lessons?"
What's it?
Does he get?
That's a good question to have. I'll have to ask Steve that, but I'm sure he would. He won't just let anybody on it, just randomly like that. He'll kind of, but he's also a good enough person that he's not going to turn his nose up at you if you want to learn about the Zamboni. He's a teacher.
Great thing to try. That'd be awesome.
He won't turn his nose up at people.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, thank you to Steve Schindler, and I can't wait to see the rink, the outdoor rink. 2 months it's going to be up for.
2 months, west side.
In Creighton.
So today,
Midwest Bank.
Today would just be a good day to go up and check out.
Check it out. You'll see the flooding coming from Walton's Electronics, and you'll see again that Burns Lumber helps set everything up, and they're just a catty corner.
And Tamara is retired.
What's that? She is.
She can almost make this a full time.
Yeah, well, she is, but she runs the church.
Oh God.
Yeah, she's also in charge of the church, and she also does sermons.
I have to keep this in mind because I say some things that are borderline inappropriate that she probably is not thrilled by.
She's always thrilled with you. She's always been very happy with you.
Okay.
Because you met her, but then you didn't know you met her.
Yeah,
that was the part that
that's
confused
the impressive part.
You met her and talked to both her and Shin Daddy for a long amount of time.
At length.
And you couldn't put it together.
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
In my mind.
There was a lot going on.
Tamara and Shin.
You probably talked for a half hour with her at least.
I know.
I
know. If Tamara walked in here, I know exactly who she is. Shin Daddy, I don't know.
You talked to him also for a half hour.
You talked to him.
Did I?
I'll get you a picture.
Some of your friends sort of look alike.
I'll print a picture out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Shin Daddy and the guy from Norfolk were similar dudes.
Not even close. Swiger's got a full, beautiful head of hair, and Schindler's bald.
Yep, there's not a comparison there.
Schindler wears glasses. Swiger does not. Schindler has a goatee. Swiger does not.
They're both wearing super nice shirts, though.
They had nice shirts. They did have very nice.
That's all you got going for you there.
Very nice
shirts. Comparison.
And then Swiger's the leading tackler in the history of Norfolk High School.
Think about that for a second.
Think about that. Just
think about that.
1983 still holds the record.
1983.
Yes. And
you can tell it. You can see
and they ran less plays back then offensively. Now they go faster. So there's more chance for defensive stops. He's still the leader.
He made every tackle.
Yeah.
Every play.
His best friend was the stats keeper, and we think there's some accounting that's been it's been talked about. One time I did that, I crunched the numbers. I'm like, that has you at about 16 tackles a game. Pretty incredible how you
had nose for the ball, man. Had nose for the ball.
Yeah.
I was thanking the Midwest Bank and Steve Schindler. By the way, we have breakfast coming here. Heavenly Waffles. Bob and Kathy are in the building. They'll have waffles at from 8 to 11. It's going to be wonderful as always. So come on down to 11th and O and eat some breakfast with us. They were commenting on the decor, the Christmas decor out there.
This is a warm place.
Very warm.
Yeah.
Very pleasant.
If you have a date, if you have a lunch date or whatever, I'd consider bringing them in here.
Morning, day, whenever it's open, it's very warm. The lights that they put up, the tree, everything. We have 2 trees in here now. It's incredible.
I noticed when I was working at Scooters, Jake, real quick before we get to the sporting talk. Back in COVID, I had to work at Scooters. Things were shut down. Not everything was shut down, but I had to find a place to work. And I was working at Scooters, and I noticed a lot of business meetings occur at coffee shops. Like people would come in with their
pleasant place.
Yeah, they
laptops.
And there was meeting discussions. I was interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do that here.
Did you eavesdrop at all?
A little.
Just you find yourself hearing something you shouldn't.
No, I don't think there's ever that. There was nothing inappropriate.
Okay.
But I was amazed. Okay, Jake, go ahead.
464-5685.
Like, just shut up.
I didn't say that. No, not at all. I loved it.
Shut up.
Call or text as always. So there's a lot of people disappointed yesterday that Nebraska, they bring out the all Big Ten honors.
Okay.
And Nebraska has only one person on a team. On defense, Luke Reimer makes the 3rd team all Big Ten. They had 7 guys make honorable mention, which, again, that's a lot of guys. Again, defense had great numbers this year. But let me ask you first, and Bill, were you surprised to see only one Nebraska defender make a top 3 team on the All Big Ten?
It's tough to make.
When you start crunching the numbers and see who's on the ballot and how many people they have and number of spots that are available, and you start saying, okay, now you've got defensively, you've got Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State. And so you go, wow, there's a lot of dudes on different spots, different levels.
There you go.
And then there's always a outlier on each team that has someone that's like, wow, he's, Indiana, whoever. They all have some players. So it's very hard, to be. I would imagine probably the only 2 that stand out probably would be somewhere would Nash or Ty be a second team would be one that you thought that would be up for debate. That's how I'd probably see it.
The guys in honorable mention were Omar Brown, Isaac Gifford, Tommy Hill, Nash Hutmacher, Quentin Newsom, Ty Robinson, Jamari Butler.
That makes sense. I was Bill just said exactly what I was going to say. You could fill the teams, the first 2 teams with probably Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State guys. You really could, and then you could go to Iowa too.
Yeah, Iowa. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Those are so. Yeah. No, Jake, I can't say I was real surprised. Because full disclosure.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, with that, if you're elite, you're elite. It does matter, but it is harder when you had 5 wins.
Right.
It's just that's just a harder situation for teams. They'll be looked after. Wisconsin, you won 7. It's kind of okay. You're probably if it's very close, you probably get the nod sometimes in that area with that. Unless you're a completely dominant player, but those 2 obviously would be the 2 that would stand out for having that chance.
I'm going to tell you something that will alarm you. Okay, Sean mentioned this yesterday. This is alarming to me. Now, maybe not to you, but this is very telling to me. As someone who's covered the program for a long time, Nebraska hasn't had a first-team all-conference defender since Randy Gregory, 2014. Okay? That is telling. That's a telling fact. That's why Nebraska is where it is right now, because you need first-team all-Big Ten players. This is not a small thing. If you have a first team all Big Ten, but think about how hard it is to be first team all Big Ten right now.
Extremely.
It's there's guys on the second team that you'd say, wait a second, he's not first team. There's guys that didn't make it. That those 2 OLBs at Purdue, they're not on the first or second team, and those guys were wild beasts.
They were. 4 and 5 studs in that game.
No, I don't think they're on the third team.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But Nebraska hasn't had a first-team all-Big Ten defender since Randy Gregory.
And now it'll be even harder because now there's still only going to be 3 teams, and you've added 4 more teams. So right now, if you just think about it right there, if Washington at an undefeated
Oregon.
season, Oregon with one loss, the players that they would throw into the mix on that. Then what would you throw into the mix at USC?
Well, they're throwing 4 and
UCLA?
5-star guys at USC. They were a horrible defense, but we did that thing that day. I looked. They have 4 and 5-star guys in that defense.
So it'll make it even harder. It definitely got harder for that to happen. But it got harder for everybody.
Yeah,
for everybody, it got harder for it. Also, there's going to be a player that's like, "How is this guy not first team?" It's like, well, take a look at the first team.
Take a look.
Why is this guy not second team? Well, let's take a look at the first 2 teams. You're going to go, okay, that makes sense now.
And it matters.
Yes,
it does. It matters. If you could have 2 first-team All Big Ten defenders on your team, you got a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Because you got 2 different.
Your goal is always to have, like if you had this, like, hey, if you have 3, which means you have 1 up front, 1 in the middle, 1 D.
You're set.
Whether it be so it's all, you have a linebacker, you have a D lineman, you have a DB of some sort, safety or corner.
Right
and
now,
you have 3 of them.
Right
or
now,
3 of them are in the or if you have 3 or 4 that are even for 1 first, 3 second, then you're really good.
right now, Bill, that scenario is reserved for pretty much Michigan, Ohio State, or Penn State.
Pretty much.
It's not happening in other places.
No, I agree with that.
Per Huskers.com, in terms of how good this defense was this year, this was the best defense in many categories since entering the Big Ten for the Huskers. The 303.5 yards per game was the best they've had since 2010, as well as 18.3 points per game, and the rushing defense of 92.9 yards per game. 8 opponents of the 12 had 14 points or less for the Huskers this year. And still, that's how deep the conference is, that you've got 1 player on the top 3 team in terms of defense.
Well,
And
where's
the 3rd team?
Where's Nebraska's defense ranked in the Big Ten? The last I checked, it was 6th. It's almost middle of the pack this year.
That's how good it is.
It's really good defenses in the league and bad offenses. A lot of bad offenses.
Like I said, in the West, not 1 person made the Kirk Ferentz numbers.
Yeah,
they were 0 for 7.
Yeah, Brian Ferentz. They didn't average 25. Yeah, 25 points a game. Nobody did.
No one. Yeah, wasn't even close.
Good God. Yeah. But those defenses are good, and those teams matter. Those teams matter. I mean, those guys that vote for it, and Sean's one of the voters.
Mm-hmm.
He spent 2 hours trying to do it. It's not easy to pick those teams.
No.
It's not. If you really do it, if you really try to do it right, because it's not what you find, and I've done it before too. You can look at the statistics and try to do it that way, but quickly you find, wait a second, Michigan, you can't leave a Michigan guy off because he only plays 2.5 quarters a game. You can't leave Saint Strill off, the defensive back, because he didn't put up a bunch of numbers. Well, he can't put up a bunch of numbers because they're ahead all the time and he's off the field.
And also, it's really hard, especially if you're playing, if you say you really studied Penn State's defense.
Yeah.
Did you? Because Nebraska didn't play him.
Right.
How much did you really study?
Right.
I mean, it's
no, you're right.
How much did you do? And sometimes you're just like, oh, I remember that name. I hear that name.
And
that
put him on the
dude.
ballot.
Put it on the ballot.
No, you can't do it that way.
So to have to be able to study it, that's why the coaches is always the most valuable.
I think so too.
I think, and that's they're the ones that are like, oh no, it's not even close. It's
Right.
this guy and this guy. What about this guy? He only played 9 games. Doesn't matter. We couldn't block him. He was the best player. And sometimes it falls off in the other part. So there's always a little bit of pushback on that. But when someone says they were, like a unanimous first team All-American, that's insane. I'm talking about national.
The guy's a freak.
About
It's
national.
like Honey Badger.
Yeah, it's like how do you become the
Guys like
unanimous
that.
guys like that? We just go, this is unreal to see. Someone like obviously Nebraska was Sue.
Yeah,
would be someone
perfect example
of just
no brainer.
Yeah,
No doubt. No
hesitation.
And of all the talent out there this year, there's not a player that's as good as Sue. There's not a defender in the Big Ten. He would have been.
I don't think anywhere.
Anywhere. No, I don't. Right now, he'd be. It's like he was when he played.
Right.
There's no one.
There's no one as good
He'd
as
be the
Sue.
most talked about defender in the conference
Right now. Yeah.
There's no one even close to him.
Yeah, Michigan doesn't have a guy like Sue.
No, they're not talking about anybody like we can't block him.
No,
they're unbelievable, but it's not one of those with what he is and what he. I mean, he had a chance to win the Heisman.
They did.
He was invited. He was in New York City.
Yes.
Defensive lineman and defensive tackle.
Yes.
Was in
defensive
New York
tackle.
City. 12 and a half sacks.
And when they had
Incredible.
Sue, Nebraska had Sue. They did have that. I mean, they had Sue up front. They had the linebacker that you could probably, I don't know who it was at the time. They might not had a first team all conference linebacker when Sue played, but they surely had, they had Alma Kamara, right?
Yeah. So they had two
Yeah.
two All-Americans.
Right. Oh, 2 All.
2 All-Americans.
2 first round.
Yeah, 2 first rounds.
He never played with Levante David. That was after Sue. But
Just missed.
what about Philip Dillard? Was he around at that point?
Dillard wasn't. I don't think he was all
Dillard was
conference.
there with
though.
Sue. But I don't think he's all conference. He
Yeah, I
was
don't
with
think
Sue. Though.
Yeah, he was with Sue. Dillard was definitely with Sue, but I don't think he was all conference, Jake. He was good. He was good. Dillard got good. He started slow. His career started slow, but he got good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was flying around at the end of his career.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
All right. Well, when we come back, we will have Bill's Thrills, a Wild Card Wednesday edition, next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
We're bringing heaven to Lincoln with a waffle unlike anything you've ever experienced. Heavenly Waffles combines an incredibly fluffy recipe packed with protein and a medley of angelic toppings to elevate the experience beyond your typical waffle and syrup. Take the opportunity to try out this divine creation and pair it with a coffee from the mill as we celebrate Heavenly Waffles Wednesday from 8 to 11 a.m. at the 93.7 The Ticket studio.
Enjoy some Heavenly Waffles this Wednesday, November 29th at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street. Parking available on 11th Street or in nearby garages.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join me, Sip, and Coach Busch for Early Break this Friday, December 1st at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge. Call today to reserve your free lane for free bowling at 402-467-3249. And if you don't bowl, still enjoy free coffee and donuts. That's this Friday for the 60th anniversary of Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. Early Break, 6 to 8 on location.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, which started in Hastings in 1983, I often reflect on the Lincoln men's stores no longer here. They are McGee's, Ben Simons, Landon's, Rothschild, Sir Winston, Post and Nickel, Ragman, Murray's, Miller and Payne, and Joseph A. Bank. You know where I'm coming from. Gary Michaels has been battle tested, and we are committed to serve Nebraskans as your premier store for men for many years to come. Gary Michaels Clothiers, 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, stop on by for Heavenly Waffles. They're about ready to serve from 8 to 11. Bob, Kathy, and the team. It's always delightful. It's always tasty. So come on by. 11th and 0, hang out with us. Get some breakfast on a Waffle Wednesday, Heavenly Waffle Wednesday.
How'd it smell out there, Jay?
It smells great.
Yeah.
Pass this down to Bill there, would you? Rebecca just dropped in a present for Bill.
Wow.
A new Mill coffee cup for you.
New
there,
Mill
Bill.
coffee cup. Rebecca came in and she treats us so good, and it's an incredible because she knew I was in like a portable. What's the word right there? Disposable coffee cup holder. So she got me a real one. But I also talked about when she was holding. I thought she was holding a pot that she would put on your like a
Put a plant.
Put maybe like a fern or a tomato plant in it on your. And so I was confused when she walked in. I thought she was like, oh wow, she's gonna do some.
But
yeah, but it's not. It's the Mill, and which works out really well. You know why? Because we're in the Mill.
That's we
It'd
are.
be very odd if it was a Starbucks one. Like, that'd be very odd, but it's the Mill because
or
the Mill-
McDonald's. It'd
or
be really
McDonald's.
weird.
It'd be
wouldn't
really
it?
weird, but it's
Yeah.
incredible. So Rebecca went and made it for me, so I'm very excited about that. What's weird is it's collapsible. It's not really collapsible, but it's
You can
movable.
squeeze it.
You can squeeze it. You can feel the heat from it. So Rebecca, thank you. That's what they do here. That's what DP and Rebecca do. They just take care of you. They look out for their workers at all time.
Well,
Very kind.
Yes, very kind.
she judged me
It's
to
our
be a
safe
lost.
place. It's our safe place.
She judged me to be a lost cause.
She did say that simple. You're a lost cause. Those words were
Nothing
uttered by
simple told us
Rebecca.
he wants to go to McDonald's for coffee 6 times a day.
Three, sometimes 4.
I couldn't imagine the line. Like people are trying to get breakfast and stuff. You just want
Get
a
a
coffee.
coffee.
There should be a coffee line.
It is. I will tell you this. Sometimes I'll go through there to get a coffee like at 9 p.m. or 8:30, and they don't have coffee made a lot of the time.
Not really?
So they'll just say, "Yeah, can you park over at number 1, and we'll bring you some coffee. We got to make some."
For coffee.
Well, a lot of people I don't think are going through for coffee at night.
No, I'm surprised that you are.
I'm
at
surprised
9
you're still
o'clock.
Coffee actually calms me at night. It does.
You're getting
I'm no
you're getting
kidding.
caffeine coffee at night.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that effect on me of waking me up. It kind of calms me. Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of coffee at McDonald's. A lot of coffee.
Interesting.
Three times a day, no matter what.
Did you know that in 1975 is when McDonald's was the first drive-through was made?
I did not know
in the
that.
state of Arizona, and it was made because it's outside of a military base. When people came, they could not get out of their car, Is
that right?
That's why McDonald's made the first drive-through in 1975.
I thought for sure it would have been before that.
That's what McDonald's is. 1975. 1975. That's when it was made for a drive-through because it was for military because they couldn't get out of their vehicles when they left the base.
Is that right?
Yep.
I contemplate McDonald's because the brand is incredible. I mean, you could contemplate too because you're 57, and I'm 57, and I remember as a kid thinking McDonald's was incredible.
Yeah.
As a boy.
Yeah. If you went through it, and like I said,
and still, it's still big.
When my mom would go to Sioux City, I'd be like, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you swing through McDonald's and bring a Big Mac back to me?" It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's like 45 minutes away. Well, you weren't getting a Big Mac.
No.
Yeah.
How many brands would you say have sustained like McDonald's? Not that many. Coke, Pepsi.
There's certain,
but not many.
McDonald's is, and it's still, if you drive by McDonald's at like 7 a.m, it's 20 deep.
Yeah.
It's 20 deep.
Yeah. It's a brand that is incredible. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
I wish it still had the exact number of people served. I wish now it just says like billions or whatever. I remember the exact number. It'd be like, that was incredible. 1.96 million or whatever it'd be. Like, I want the exact number. Yeah. I love it to be updated every day on a digital board. Imagine that, what got served today. 2.2 million people ate at McDonald's today. Today.
Yeah. I'd like to know the overall number. I don't even know.
I'd like to have the exact number, or at least just make it up. I don't even care if they're making it up. It'd still be fun.
You could put up there 26 billion and you just say,
that
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It is time on a Wednesday for Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Mid-Plains Advisors. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
This is bonanza. Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, Bill's Thrills is sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Bill, the floor is yours. What's on your mind for Wild Card Wednesday today?
It's just so much fun. And like I said, I ran into to part of the team out there to see those guys out. Connects, is that what it's called?
Say again.
That connects?
Kinetics.
Oh, Kinetic. I think it's just Kinetic.
Is it Kinetic?
Kinetic Sports Complex.
Yeah. Right on Westo.
Dirk was out there, so we talked about the tax-free app and all the money they're making and how to wager. So I just appreciate those guys so much. So we took a way different turn on this one. I'm in the mood of 'tis the season.
Mm-hmm.
'Tis the season. So I'm going with a Christmas Carol. And it's an old video. I'm going to say it's probably from the 70s. And the song, in my mind, is one of the most iconic videos. And it's a duet. It's a Christmas duet that I've pulled up for today's listing. So please take a little break here. Make sure you have your coffee, your hot cocoa. Turn up the volume a little bit and close your eyes and listen.
They told me a newborn king to see. Our finest gifts we bring. Peace on earth, can it be? Years from now, perhaps we'll see. See the day of glory. Say the day living peace, so peace on earth. Can we come?
So that is, and we'll finish off a little bit at the end.
Who was that?
That's Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
Good
Bing
God.
Crosby and
It's epic.
David Bowie. It's one of the most iconic duets. They sang it in a round, I think is the right word you say. It was incredible. if you Google it, you can see that there's a whole entry video to this. And so Bing answers the door. David Bowie shows up. They talk a little bit.
Who turned you on to
this like that? I've been turned on to this for 20 years. I've seen the video 200 times. You need to Google Bing Crosby, David Bowie. Imagine being, what's your name? Bing. That's a dude.
What a name that is. Bing.
If you say Bing right away, what's the next thing you say? Crosby.
Yeah.
Bing.
Bing.
Crosby. The
Good
guy,
point.
and there's no one better at Christmas songs. I mean,
Bill.
there's no Bing Crosby, like Christmas carols are incredible.
That was incredible.
And then they tied it in with David Bowie. I'm saying their age difference in the video is 40 years. Yep. I'm saying it's 40 years.
It's significant. Yeah.
And then David Bowie just kills it. Just kills it. Finish it up, Jake.
Close my eyes.
I pray my wish will come true.
Oh, that's Dave Bowie.
As for my child and your child too, I'll see the day of glory. I'll see the day when men of goodwill live in peace again, and peace on earth never be.
Could you imagine having that talent?
No.
Could you imagine having the talent of both of them?
No, I'd cough during it.
I wouldn't know. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have that amount of talent.
No, that's
I'm going to say, I bet when they shot that, there's no way it took them 20 times. They may have nailed it the first time.
Yeah, because they're artists.
They're artists. And to have that skill set,
well, they're artists.
And to see through it, please Google it and watch it. But when you sit and listen to it with eyes closed, it's a game changer.
I don't know what to say.
No classic
that was incredible. I've never heard it. You put
Are you
Bing
serious?
Crosby.
Really?
I've never
Heard that song?
Oh, I've heard the song.
I mean, that version of it?
No,
Right.
I've never heard Bing Crosby and David Bowie do it together.
As Bill said, the video is just beautiful.
The video is
Opens
absolutely
the door.
beautiful.
Yeah.
He opens the door. He comes in. It's Christmas time. They're by the piano. That's where they're singing. They're singing over the top of a piano.
Yeah, and they intertwine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
art.
incredible.
That's
it's just
art.
like that. But I couldn't imagine having that skill set.
I can't either.
And somebody, I don't know if it was Bing, David, or just a random, someone said, let's do Little Drummer Boy. Let's get these two guys to sing it.
Wow.
Did they do that too?
So somebody put it together. Who put it together? Who was that brilliant?
I'd like to know that. I'd like to know that.
I know. That's a good question.
Like who
thought about putting those guys together?
Those guys together to come in and sing this. And it was just, watch it. We'll see what you think. See what the text line says, Jake.
Text line says it's the greatest Christmas song ever, period. That's from Sanderson.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Someone says, we want you guys to do a rendition of this yourselves on the show.
Imagine that.
That might be chaos in here.
That'd be chaos.
I'd start hacking. That's the problem. Right?
We could do it.
Sid just wants to start.
We could do it.
Coughing the whole time.
That would be incredible if we just did it.
We could try it.
We could try it.
Someone says that Mark says, what memories that song brings back. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that.
That was nice.
And yes, people just want us to do our own rendition of that one, basically.
Well, we could try.
That's been the main.
I just couldn't imagine that skill set. So if you get a chance, Breakers, Google it, sit down, watch it today. Watch it alone. Watch it alone. You want to watch it and have your earbuds, AirPods. Is that right? AirPods,
Yeah, whatever.
I
I don't wear them, but yeah. Yes.
Put those in and listen to it. Josh, do that. Have you ever heard it before, Josh? Have you ever heard this version before?
Oh,
yeah, it'll change your life. David Bowie.
Jennifer is at work at Novotny Nutrition and Wellness. She says, "Fantastic, Bill. I took a moment. I closed my eyes at work. Thank you. Thank you for that.
It was a moment, Bill. Thank you. No, I'm thanking you too. I'm thanking you.
Very happy.
It's fantastic.
Thank you for the break.
You can play some David Bowie on your questionable song of the day.
I have.
Play some China Girl.
Yeah.
Modern Love.
Modern Love.
Great song.
Great song. David Bowie's.
I played some David Bowie. I've played Changes before by David Bowie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those
I've played
80s,
a couple Bowie songs.
That 80s stuff he came out with was incredible. Modern Love is an incredible song. But
Bring some Bowie.
Good job,
Thank you, Bill.
I just want to watch you when you see Bing answer the door.
Oh, it's great.
Bing
It's
answer.
just so pleasant,
dude.
Imagine being Bing Crosby. I say, hey Bing, what are you and Sinatra doing tonight? Just singing a little bit. Imagine listening.
Having
What
some
would you?
scotch and singing.
Yeah. Who's singing like that right now?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Right now?
Tell me who a Sinatra, Bing Crosby is.
No one.
Where you just go, this is. How about Bing
Sammy
Crosby?
Davis.
Yes, exactly. Imagine right now. I want you to think through what that would be like. to sit and listen to those guys. I mean, Bing Crosby is still Christmas. He's still Christmas. Bing's the one who still does Christmas songs.
Sir.
He's been gone. I mean, how long? I don't even know how long Bing's been gone. Thank you so much.
Ridiculous. Thank you, Bob. That was, by the way, that's Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk Scott and Ty.
I think we have
Plains Advisors.
This looks like
to make money.
What do we have today, Bob? Fentanyl sausage and gravy. Okay. Sausage and gravy on the waffles today. We and some bacon is a side option
And
here
you
too.
see a little whipped cream on there?
That's just a light.
Sipple's already eating it.
That's no surprise.
Well, we're supposed
I'm
to.
taking a bite.
Thank you to Bob from Heavenly Waffles. Thank you to Dirk Scott and Ty at Mid Plains.
Thank you to
Advisors for
Bill.
sponsoring, and thank you to Bill for that great song, and Bing Crosby and David Bowie for putting it together.
When you
What was that?
That's incredible.
We got to do shut up.
Bacon. We got bacon. Yeah.
We have.
Oh, we got some garnish of bacon coming here on the waffles.
Yeah,
I was just going to ask where
This
that
is a
was.
feast.
Who's turning down bacon?
Nobody can. It's impossible.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
This is heavenly.
We appreciate you.
Bob, this is really good.
Yes.
So it's gravy like on biscuits and gravy. Go on to my phone.
Yeah, it's like biscuits and gravy. It's Heavenly Waffles version of a biscuits and gravy.
I feel guilty eating this. That's how good it is.
It's heavenly.
I feel guilty.
And it's good for you.
It's good for you.
Very healthy.
The gravy's not
I
terribly
just feel
good for you,
guilty.
but the waffle itself is good for you.
I'm just gonna give you $100.
I'm going to say right now that
No, I feel
If you
less
just
It's
guilty.
gonna give you a
Yeah.
Isn't
if you
it?
charged $80 a waffle, I'd pay it. I'd pay it. I'd pay $80 a
I might
waffle.
consider
I
that.
believe you.
You might
I would.
consider
I
that.
believe you.
That's not good.
This is a $100 waffle.
It
Mike.
is a $100 waffle.
It's a heavenly.
It's a
There's no
$100
other waffle in the world like it.
No.
So it's one of a kind.
It's
Literally.
This is
Some
$100.
might say it's heavenly.
I'd pay 100.
Come on by.
Come on
11
by.
to know. We'll be here. They would be here 8 to 11.
8 to 11.
Serving waffles. Come get your breakfast this morning.
Our
That's
biggest
wonderful
fans
stuff.
right here.
Yes.
Incredible.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Chef Bob Haney from Heavenly Waffles. While you guys are chowing down, it's time to play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-568. Have your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. We did this a couple months ago, but I'm doing some different teams. FCS nicknames.
Okay.
These are all teams in the top
Bill
25.
could do this.
Top 25 teams in college football for FCS.
It's amazing. Bill's eating. He doesn't do this very
I
often.
don't.
This is uncommon.
This is weird.
It was the presentation.
Yep.
The way it came in.
If you think you know,
The gravy's poured kind of over, a third of it. It's very well presented.
delightful.
Yes.
He paid $80.
464-5685. Shut up, Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip and Trivia. 2-0 start to the week for you today. Again, FCS nicknames. Top 25 teams in college football in FCS. We have Kim. Kim, how do you feel about FCS nicknames, college football? Terrible.
But
Kim,
I'll give it a shot.
Yes, you will.
I don't think we're loaded up here, Kim. You're okay.
let's see how it goes. Bill is a lifeline for Sip for one question as always. Kim, first question goes to you. What is the nickname for the University of Albany?
The Rough Riders.
Rough Riders. I like the confident, quick guess.
I like that. Well, I really like the fact he gave it a try.
You want to go for this one? They're
Patroons.
What?
Patroons. The Albany Patroons.
Why would you put us behind?
Patroon. They're the Great Danes. The Great Danes of Albany.
All right, we're behind.
Look at Bill's face.
We're behind. I felt good about it. I did. I'm not. That wasn't. I just felt good about that.
What's a patroon?
No, what is
Don't
it?
know. I have no idea. But
The word is buffoon.
it's like we're at a coaches meeting right now.
0 to -1. Sip to tie it up. Here's your first
All right,
question.
Bill, lock in now because we're down.
What is the nickname for Southern Illinois, ranked 14th in the FCS?
I got it. You don't need to help me on this. Just I'm keeping you in my back
I know
pocket. The
this one. Go ahead.
Salukis. Brilliant.
You could have been up 1-0. Instead, it's 0-0 because
I understand
you
the
helped out
scoring
there.
system, Jake.
So back to you, Kim.
We know when we lose.
Yep. Kim, for the lead, your last question. What is the nickname for Chattanooga, ranked 18th in the FCS rankings?
The Engineers.
The Engineers.
Another great guess. You got it? I think so, but I'm a little gun shy right now. Do you know it?
I don't know it.
You want to steal this again?
I mean, I'm on the verge of it. Chattanooga?
Fire it. Fire it.
You don't have to take this.
Yeah. What the score right now is?
0-0.
Okay. No, I'm gonna pass, and please tell me it's not the moccasins.
It's the Mocs, yeah. MOCS, Mocs. So you passed, though. You passed.
All right.
It.
I'm having a bad game.
I'm just looking over Patroons here.
Right now, the head coach isn't having a good day.
Patroon. All right, Bill is in play here. Last question, 0-0 tie. What is the nickname for 10th ranked Florida A&M in the FCS? Florida A&M. Bill is in play.
I need you here.
I can guess, but I don't think that. I have something I think might be. That's it.
I think I'm going with you. I'm going with you. Go.
Dragons?
It's all right. We're having a rough one.
Yeah, rough one.
Do you want this, Kim, or do you want to go with the tiebreaker?
Tiebreaker.
That'd be the Rattlers. Florida A&M Rattlers.
I knew that one.
So this will go to you, Sip, and
Can I consult with Bill?
That's fine.
Okay.
And Kim will go over under your number. South Dakota State is on top of the FCS rankings at 11-0 under first-year head coach Jimmy Rogers. Rogers replaced John Stiegelmeier, who retired after 26 years with the Jackrabbits. How many wins did he have in 26 seasons?
Okay. I'd say, no, I'm consulting with Bill. Hold on.
26 years.
244.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely had some big years. I'm going to go 240.
Okay, Kim, over under 240 for wins in 26 years for John Stiegelmeier at South Dakota State.
Just under.
Brilliant!
He went 199 and 112 in his time. He was one win shy of 200.
Late.
His last year, they won the championship. That was the only time he was a national champion, his 26th season. But
I met him.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Nice
There's
guy.
a story on one of his players one time, yeah.
Congrats to you, Kim. We'll get you bagels. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road.
No.
Nice win today.
No, you know what I did, Jake?
There we go.
I went up to South Dakota State because Nebraska played them. And we at the Journal-Star, we decided to go up and watch their spring game.
Huh?
South Dakota State, yeah. And I went up there and watched their spring game one year. It was when Bo, I think Bo was a coach maybe. And Nebraska played, Bo was the coach. They played them.
2010, they played them.
Yeah.
It was like a 17-3 game.
Yeah, I went up there. It was before they built their new stadium. They had built their new football facility, and it was really nice. It was brand new, and I interviewed him in his office, and he showed me around. It was really nice, but the stadium still needed work. But they were pretty good. They were pretty good. Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yep.
They were. I mean, I watched their spring game and thought, I mean, their first 11 on both sides were good. It's always a depth thing, right? FCS.
Speaking of which, when's the last time you saw a jackrabbit? You used to
Columbus,
see jackrabbits.
Columbus.
No, we used to see
When
them.
I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You
Where'd
saw
they go?
jackrabbits. I've not seen a jackrabbit.
Good point.
Did the coyotes get them all or what?
Yeah.
Be nice to hear from the breakers. What about out in the Fullerton area? Where is the jackrabbits? Are they still there? If that was a big thing when you saw a jackrabbit.
They're bigger.
They're bigger.
Higher. Jacked up.
Jacked up.
Yeah.
They
Like
weren't
your car.
jacked up.
Like
yeah.
your car in high school.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah. They're jacked up and bigger and faster.
Yes.
Where'd they go?
Jackrabbits.
You don't see them.
Where's the
Never
jackrabbits
seen.
at?
I know. I don't know. I see a lot of rabbits.
Yeah.
But I don't see jackrabbits.
The spillover is
It's a great
next
question.
on early break on the ticket.
God, that's a good question.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. We're bringing heaven to Lincoln with a waffle unlike anything you've ever experienced. Heavenly Waffles combines an incredibly fluffy recipe packed with protein and a medley of angelic toppings. To elevate the experience beyond your typical waffle and syrup, take the opportunity to try out this divine creation and pair it with a coffee from the mill as we celebrate Heavenly Waffles Wednesday from 8 to 11 a.m. at the 93.7 The Ticket studio.
Enjoy some Heavenly Waffles this Wednesday, November 29th at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street. Parking available on 11th Street or in nearby garages. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, which started in Hastings in 1983, I often reflect on the Lincoln men's stores no longer here. They are McGee's, Ben Simons, Landon's, Rothschild, Sir Winston, Post and Nickel, Ragman, Murray's, Miller and Payne, and Joseph A. Bank. You know where I'm coming from. Gary Michaels has been battle tested, and we are committed to serve Nebraskans as your premier store for men for many years to come. Gary Michaels Clothiers, 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com. You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join me, Sip, and Coach Busch for Early Break this Friday, December 1st at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge. Call today to reserve your free lane for free bowling at 402-467-3249. And if you don't bowl, still enjoy free coffee and donuts. That's this Friday for the 60th anniversary of Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. Early Break from 6 to 8 on location.
on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the Spillover with Raph and AD on a Heavenly Waffle Wednesday. We have just been devouring these waffles. They are delightful. Fennel sausage, bacon, gravy on the already healthy waffle as it is with the yogurt base. If you're not coming down for breakfast, I can't help you. You just made the wrong choice this morning for your breakfast.
Good way to put it.
Listen, I eat oatmeal every day. That's my standard thing. I will happily bypass it this morning because I've already enjoyed my waffle, and Bob and Kathy are here doing a great job as usual. So come on by 8 to 11. Heavenly Waffles.
How's that plate looking? AD,
brother,
clouded.
It's over.
There's nothing left.
You got a little bit on your lip.
Yeah, all over that. I'm just like a little kid.
Yeah.
Man.
I've never been a fan of Wednesdays until Heavenly Waffles Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Now I love Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays are always the day there's nothing happening in the sports world. It's in the middle of the weekend. The weekend football is too far away. It's too far away from what just happened. So now you got waffles to make it better.
Best
And there's
day ever.
customers. Come down to the ticket. There's
Come
customers.
on down. Say hi.
Yeah. Where are we at? 11th and 0? 11th and 0?
11th and 0, 1040 O Street is the exact location. If you're trying to find the suite and mail something, suite 100 too.
I think the waffles are even better because it's so festive.
Yeah.
In the
Look at the
studio.
plate.
I mean, the plate
Look
is
at the
festive.
plate.
It's got a red truck with a Christmas tree in the back, getting its gangster lean on.
Gangster
That tree's not going to hold on too much longer. You got all the lights that are out here. As Jake mentioned yesterday, 32 strands around the poles out there.
I counted them.
It's ridiculous, man.
I think there's more stuff today.
Yeah, so they came back yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they put up. I'm trying to figure out what was not up.
I think there's some stuff on the
Help me with
side
they.
there.
Help me with they.
I'm trying to get
Who they?
Give me that sheet right there. I can tell you.
Make sure we get this. We don't want to mess up.
That one right there. Let me get that for you.
Landon and Donovan. I remember
Yes,
that.
Landon and Donovan from Charlie Proper Design. Charlie Proper Interiors. You can check out their website at charlieproper.design or call them at 601-228-2790.
You guys
did a
ever-
great job.
You guys ever stop and think what we're doing? Getting paid to talk sports and eat free waffles and
in a festive place,
in a festive spot.
Sip, that's a great.
I'm not joking around here.
That's a great point. I seriously don't know what to say about this one here because it had the bacon on the side.
So good.
It had the
gravy,
the
Like
gravy,
the biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
type of gravy.
It wasn't that box store, watered down. No, this was like. I mean, this was something like he made this. Some people cook.
Mm-hmm.
Bob cooks with an intent.
Mm-hmm.
And the intent, I mean, it just grabs you every time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just kind of dabble. He doesn't dabble. This is
dabble.
This is something. This is a work of art.
He's a major leaguer.
Oh yeah, he's D1.
Yeah, you see like a major league.
He's D1.
When you go to a major league park and you see them taking infield, they're doing stuff that normal people can't do. That's what Bob's doing.
Yes, he is.
He's doing stuff that normal people don't do.
Oh man,
like you see Gary Gaetti taking third base reps.
Gary Gaetti. I like it. I like it.
I mean, you couldn't do that.
We had a very important conversation going before the spillover in the last segment, and the question is, when's the last time you saw a jackrabbit? We mentioned South Dakota State to talk about their football program.
Yeah,
and Bill said, when's the last time you saw a jackrabbit? And
I haven't.
Bill asked good questions. That's a good
I saw one at Hidden Acres Golf Course in Beatrice probably 10 years ago. It's been since then. I don't think I've seen one.
I don't think
Bill and his inquisitiveness with animals. Like I remember you mentioned a few months back, a long time ago. You've ever seen an actual dog pile before?
That was
driving down the street. Ever seen a dog?
I've never seen dogs at all.
And
if I did see a dogs, it'd make a pile of dogs. It'd make an impression on me.
Yeah, Coach B's always. That's why those defensive guys are always looking for the.
Yeah.
They're looking from a different angle. The dog pile. I don't know when the last time I saw a jackrabbit. When's the last time you saw one? You guys,
a little kid in Columbus. In Columbus.
I don't know if I ever have. I'm trying to think.
Okay, the other thing
jackrabbit.
The other thing we have to address is the patroons thing, Jake.
Yes.
You asked about Albany, the college football team, what their nickname was. I said patroons. That was a CBA basketball team.
Did they play the Flint Tropics?
No.
Oh,
do we know?
No, that was ABA. That was ABA.
Okay,
My bad.
the question is, do we know what a patroon is at this point? What is it? What is a
Patron?
Patron, yes.
Too early, AD. Too early.
Patron, good. Patron. I have no idea what that is.
A patroon. How do you even spell patroon? How do they spell
I
patroon?
think
P-A-T-R-O. Is it double O?
Double O-N?
Yes.
Okay.
P-A-T-R-O-O-N.
I'm gonna ask Siri what a patroon is.
Okay. You gonna do this?
Siri,
right now?
what is a patroon?
That's good. That's good radio. I like that.
This is interesting.
You find anything out there, Raph, about the patroons?
Well, it keeps saying a patron. I'm not asking for a patron.
A person given land and granted certain manorial privileges under the former Dutch government.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Dutch.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Raph. The Albany Patroon.
Here, I think this is better. The archaic, the captain or officer commanding a ship. So
Okay.
Okay.
That is a good nickname.
So the actual nickname, as I mentioned,
created in 1629. Patroon system.
Jake is a patroon.
It's a patroon.
He is. You're a patroon.
You're the patroon.
You're the patroon of this ship.
We'll take that.
You are.
The actual nickname of Albany is the Great Danes, which is probably one of the best nicknames in all of the
Great
college
Danes.
sports.
I like that.
It's one of a. There's no other Great Danes.
No, that's a
name.
good one. That's a regal dog too. A Great Dane. When you
Yeah,
see a Great
a big
Dane,
dog.
yeah, when you see a Great Dane, it makes an impression on you.
Yes, it does.
I think there was a bar in Madison called the Great Dane, named after Ron Dane.
Oh,
Former.
T-Y-N-E.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Not Madison, Nebraska.
Nope,
That's what I
Madison,
was thinking
Wisconsin.
It'd be a little weird in
Wisconsin.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when he first said it. Oh,
Yeah.
why? Wonder why. Great Dane.
Before I get out of here, Matt Sip will have the chance to talk to Matt Rule today at the press
Oh,
conference.
Sip.
Anything you want to know from Matt Rule today?
Yeah. Off the chains, ain't they, Josh? Yeah. Yes. Oh, that's just the
He's our
second
number
one.
2.
You know, Sip, let me ask you this, and I'll let Raph ask too. And you don't have to reveal it right now. Of course, that's what you write for. Is there a question that you don't have to even answer what the question is going to be as you slept on it the past couple of days? Is there a question that you've got now that you didn't have yesterday?
Ooh, now that I didn't have yesterday? No, not really. Nothing's affected me in the last 24 hours. I don't think. I mean, I'm drilling down. I think everybody will be drilling down in the quarterback situation. I think there's just a very simple question. Are you looking to go into the portal to get a quarterback or quarterbacks? Would you consider 2? I mean, you got to ask that question, right?
Yep.
And I think you also have to ask, you're duty bound to ask, do you imagine that your staff will stay intact as it is right now?
That's a great question.
Or will there be changes?
That's a great question.
I mean, those are questions that he's surely expecting, right, Raph?
Yep, I would say so.
You were a coach.
Yep.
Coach Raph.
He's ready. And the thing about Coach Rule, though, too, is he's such a good speaker that
he's ready.
He'll be prepped. He'll be ready.
Yeah. He's an
incredible
speaker.
Yeah.
I would assume by the time he's finished with that press conference today, you're going to have a lot of people salivating for April 27th.
Spring
Think
game.
so? You think so?
Yep.
Yeah, April 27th is the spring game, which Trev Alberts announced on statewide radio last night. April 27th, a week later than it was this year.
Mm-hmm. You know, which also I think is unique about today's presser, like you mentioned yesterday, Sip. A lot of coaches don't do this.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Think about this. When would we hear from again?
Oh, recruiting time.
But that's still a way. I mean,
A ways
it's
away.
Still a ways away. So I think it's like you said. It's great that he's doing it, but it's very rare.
No, I don't know that it's I don't want to say it hasn't, but it is rare. All coaches at Nebraska haven't done this. Have kind of a season wrap up press conference. Rule is I would say incredibly transparent. I mean, and he's very. And I think it's really important. I just take myself out of the equation. We're just a conduit to you guys. We're a conduit to the people. We're a conduit to the fans. I mean, he's speaking to the fans and his team, by the way.
Yeah.
He does that. He speaks to the media a lot. And he has said that. He makes no bones about it. Some of the stuff he says is intended for his team to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is, as a leader, that's what you want. But he's really gifted in this area. He's a good communicator. You know where things are. He doesn't try to hide a bunch of stuff. And he's not surly and sullen. He doesn't act like this is a big imposition.
Right.
You know? And we've seen that here too.
What time is the press conference today? Do you know?
11:30.
Okay. Well, stay tuned throughout the day. We'll have audio from Matt Rule, some clips of his press conference, things he says, and we'll have that, of course, on early break tomorrow as well. Awesome. That is it for us, though. The Drive with Raph and AD is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I am Jake Sorensen. See ya.
We're bringing heaven to Lincoln with a waffle unlike anything you've ever experienced. Heavenly Waffles combines an incredibly fluffy recipe